Hey guys, I'm coming at you with a benchmark video of my GTX 1080 Ti. As you can see, I have a dual monitor setup right now, but I'm only running this single monitor, my 1080p 60Hz monitor. And this is Firestrike. And while this benchmark is running, I'm going to do probably an update vid on my system as well. I'm not really sure what today's date is, but so far, since my last update video, the main things I've changed is the graphics card. I went up from a GTX 1080 by Gigabyte, their WinForce OC edition, to an EVGA GeForce GTX 1080 Ti. I've also added a 250 gigabyte solid state drive down there. It's a Western Digital Blue. It has, I think it's a 525 read time and a 545 write time. 545 megabytes, 525 megabytes as well. Megabytes a second. I've overclocked my RAM to 2667 megahertz. And yeah, the other thing that I got is this new monitor here. It is the AOC Aegon, the AG24 1QX. It's a 1440p monitor, 144 Hz, also has a adaptive sync. Adaptive sync is pretty similar to AMD FreeSync and NVIDIA's G-Sync, but it works with both AMD and NVIDIA GPUs, so that's a plus. You don't have to get a expensive G-Sync monitor. I've been looking around for a 1440p G-Sync monitor that goes anywhere from 120 Hz to 165 Hz. Those things are quite expensive. They're $100 more expensive than something like an adaptive sync monitor, which works just as well. But yeah, that's what we got. Oh, I also got this dual monitor stand as well. It's from Mount It. It's a dual monitor stand with a weighted base, so I can move it around if I wanted to. It's not bolted to the desk or anything. It does a fairly good job, and it holds these monitors pretty good. I think this was like $30 on Amazon, which is a pretty solid deal. But yeah, that's that. Do these benchmarks as well. This is Firestrike, and then I'll continue again on Time Spy as well. Alright, so we are back with the results here. We scored a 19,789 in Firestrike. The graphics score of 29,570, physics score of 18,831, and a combined score of 5,813. I've been really wanting to break 20,000 with this PC, but I guess just isn't gonna do it, because this is probably like the seventh time that I've ran this Firestrike benchmark, and it always comes out the same number. It's always in the high 19,000s. It's not gonna break 20,000 for me, I guess. Alright, well, I guess on to Time Spy, and I'll come back to you guys with the results on this one too. I might run some Unigen Heaven. I think I have Unigen Heaven. Yep, I'll run this one too, Unigen Heaven. But in the meantime, Time Spy. Alright, so our Time Spy score is 9,704. Now this is the highest DirectX 12 Time Spy score that I've recorded with this setup here. We scored a graphics score of 10,037, a CPU score of 8,172, and GTX 1080 Ti, AMD Ryzen R7 1700. Ryzen. Someone told me it was pronounced Ryzen. Yeah, this CPU is overclocked to 3.8 gigahertz. And let's see how we did online here. How did it compare? Better than 96% of all results. 4K gaming PC, nice. Look at that, pretty cool. And let's throw open, actually, you know what, I'm gonna screenshot this real quick. Let's do Windows print screen. I'm gonna have to use my phone for this. There we go. Screenshotted. Alright, now on to Unigen Heaven. Alright, so this is Unigen Heaven on Extreme. It's running on windowed mode, and I think the anti-aliasing is on 8x. This is another DirectX 12, no, not DirectX 12, it's a DirectX 11 benchmark. And essentially it's like a game environment where the camera would kind of pan around this game environment, this virtual environment. This is more representative of what you'd be seeing in an actual game versus a benchmark like 3D Mark, Time Spy, and Firestrike. This is more of a realistic benchmark here, what the game would actually run with this GTX 1080 Ti. And so far it looks like we're pulling 180, 190 FPS. That's according to the game, but according to our MSI Afterburner, we went all the way up to like 200 FPS. The cool thing about this benchmark, it's completely free, and you can also loop it so that it almost acts like a stress test for the CPU, a realistic stress test. But that's what it looks like right now. Now I'm running this on my 1080p monitor. I do all my benchmarks on my 1080p monitor because 1440p isn't, I wouldn't say isn't as popular, or isn't as it's not representative of what someone would be normally running. Usually you'd have something like a 1080p monitor. That's probably the most popular monitor out right now, is 1080p. So running this for a couple of minutes now, so let's just see what we got here. Does it give us a score? It does not give us a score. But yeah, that's Unigen Heaven. And let me just plug my monitor back in. Where is my DVI cable? My DisplayPort cable, actually. Plug that back in. And there we go. That's what the full setup looks like now. I'm using this as a main monitor, and that is a secondary monitor. I do all my gaming on this 1440p 144Hz monitor right here, and then my anything else goes on this one, like recording or whatever. If I'm recording some gameplay through OBS Studios, it goes into this window here. For I'm playing a game, and then say I'm looking at a web browser right here. I like this setup. It's very nice, and it's nearing final form. I was thinking of getting high frequency RAM sticks, but I was able to overclock this to 2066 megahertz, so I don't think I'd be needing any RAM sticks. Actually, just to make sure that all my RAM sticks are working, let's throw up Task Manager and see if it's reading 32 gigabytes of RAM. Yep, 32 gigs. Pretty good. Yeah, 32 gigabytes of RAM. Look at that, 32 gigabytes. But yeah, that's my setup. Dual monitors. I got the 1440p 144Hz adaptive sync. another monitor here. It's also by AOC. This is like a standard 21-inch 1080p 60 hertz, and then 1080 Ti 250 gig SSD, 250 gig SSD right there, and then hard drive. We got all sorts of good stuff in this setup. But that's it for today. And if you guys like the content, like, subscribe, do all that good stuff, and maybe I'll keep putting out these videos. But until then, see you guys later.